Welcome to this Lead in the Moment conversation. So many people, Ray Dalio says, often make bad decisions because they're absolutely sure they're right. Successful people, he says, and Dalio is a super successful billionaire, hedge fund manager, thought leader, author of the book Principles, philanthropist, and more. Successful people know that asking the right questions to clever, smart people is as important as having all the right answers yourself. This is an idea similar to the Talmud saying that the question of a wise person is half the answer. See, when you're in a space of not knowing something, you're open to limitless possibilities of discovery and learning. Anything is possible. You've closed nothing off by your assumptions. You've limited no possibility by your own limited knowledge. The more I learn, Einstein said, the more I realize I don't know. But with respect to Einstein, I prefer to put it as follows. The more I realize I don't know, the more I learn. It's when we know something that we put an end to the process of discovery in that particular area. When we consider ourselves to be experts in something, our learning slows down to a trickle. Children learn so quickly, not because they're more intelligent than adults, but because they recognize the gaps in their knowledge and experience an urgency to understand what others are saying and how to communicate with them. Not knowing is the space of curiosity, humility, and openness. The more I realize I don't know, the more I learn. Think about it. When you ask someone how they are you really curious about their well-being, or simply making small talk to impatiently move the conversation forward? And how might the question land if the other person could sense your genuine desire to know how they're doing? When you ask an employee or team member something about the work they're doing, do they sense your humility and genuine curiosity, making them feel like the expert they are or should be? When sharing perspectives or debating ideas or options, are you genuinely open to how you could possibly be wrong? Because the more we realize we don't know, the more we learn. Isn't it tragic that our educational system is built on students having to have the right answers and being ashamed if they acknowledge their ignorance? And this is even in the age of Google and big data, when having answers is no longer much of a competitive edge. What might our graduates look like if they were schooled more in how to live in the space of not knowing and how to architect powerful questions that lead to bold, new solutions? Finding an answer is not the end of a quest. To the real inquirer, the answer to one question is simply the springboard for the next one. And in this way, the mind springs from one discovery to the next. Discoveries don't have to be discoveries for all of humankind. Even if as an individual, I discover something I didn't know before, that newfound knowledge to me is fresh, vital, and authentic in ways that learning data by rote cannot be. Saying I don't know should never be the end of an inquiry, nor should it be an excuse for ignorance. I don't know should always be followed by, but what if? Or, but who could I ask? Google or Siri will give us information, but asking a good question of a smart and humble individual can give us wisdom. Surround yourself with such people and ask them questions, because the more we realize we don't know, the more we learn.